What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about Virgin Galactic. I want to go over some of the current data points, what's been coming out from the company itself, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So based on Friday, it did go down 2.76%, largely because of big banks. So that was causing a lot of fear across the broader market. And obviously their earnings just kind of showed a sign of slowing. So that's definitely not a good thing. And that, in fact, that fear might continue going into this upcoming week because Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley is going to be unveiling their earnings first thing on Tuesday. So their earnings might actually show the exact same thing as, for instance, Bank of America, JP Morgan. So we'll just have to wait and see what their future guidance is and what their metrics do show. I'm sure you are well aware that today the market is closed. So happy holiday. I think it's Martin Luther King Day or whatever it is. But again, I wanted to talk on a lot of the data points and what is coming up. So as of right now, there hasn't been any recent news. The last news was on December the 19th, and that's just talking on how tentatively the window opens on January the 26th. So not this upcoming week, the following week, there might be some potential good news or FOMO into this. Oddly enough, Virgin Galactic did not get that FOMO rally or the value rally that I was anticipating, especially considering just a lot of fear did happen. I did a video right around here saying that potentially a lot of institutions are going to be looking and scouring the market for value plays and other stocks that did not participate in the broader Santa Claus rally. But in the end, the market just didn't really continue this rally, just dipped. So no institutions were really looking at Virgin. Despite that, though, you do have a new analyst rating. So that came out about 5 days ago from Truist Financial. Michael, who does have a 64% success rating, which is rather good, gave a $3 price target. So that's kind of refreshing from the Morgan Stanley and Wells Fargo price targets of $1.75. But still, I feel like Virgin Galactic is not out of the water because a lot of people are going to be looking at their upcoming earnings, which as of right now, they have not disclosed when that is going to be, because a lot of people are going to be looking at their balance sheet. And based on their last earnings, they had $997.08 million in cash equivalent short-term investments, $53.13 million in long-term, and $417.34 million in debt. And they are burning through roughly estimated $484.13 million from operations. So essentially they do have almost about 2 quarters worth of funding. So meaning they will need to dilute, just my estimate of course, somewhere within Q1, probably near the tail end of Q1. So this is something that most investors and institutions are really watching very closely throughout 2024. But then again, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. And I feel like what I just mentioned about a lot of people knowing that Virgin is going to need money, shorts know that as well. And this is why if you look at the chart, they have been increasing over the last little bit. So the trend has been really set in stone. And Virgin has always had a lot of shorts from the get-go. Of course, with today being closed, there's no change, but 22.57% of the free float is being shorted and 82.69 million shares overall are being shorted. So Virgin definitely is fully ingrained by shorts, and the way they do it, almost about 60% of all the daily volume for Virgin is attributed to shorts. So they have their hands like all in Virgin's business. And hopefully with their upcoming Q4 earnings, and once they unveil it, I feel like if they do give us another good surprise, that might incentivize shorts to finally close out some of their positions. Because as of right now, I have been monitoring what some analysts are doing for their upcoming earnings to see if there's any changes. And oddly enough, there is analysts still getting in and somewhat optimistic. So currently there's 9 analysts with a consensus of negative 30 cents per share. And that's for the earnings per share, obviously. And for revenue, it does look like there's about 8 analysts with a consensus of 2.99 million. So that is relatively good. And you do see a lot more analysts being very optimistic about their revenue or future revenue for Q1, Q2, and then Q3. Q3 oddly does have a little bit of a dip, oddly, but still, I am monitoring to see exactly what analysts are doing behind the scenes. in regards to future earnings, just to see their perspective, and they are somewhat optimistic. And one thing while I'm still on Interactive Brokers, I just wanted to show you, so it does have the latest Morningstar report that was done, I believe, a week ago, and it shows the fair market value for Virgin being $4.63. So I kind of used a lot of this information as well, and that is why I did say that there would be a value rally, and a lot of institutions would be looking at Virgin as a value stock out there, but clearly didn't really pan out. Let me know your thoughts. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information such as Morningstar reports, analyst ratings, forecasts, everything under the sun, take a look at Interactive Brokers for all this information to be completely free. But moving on from all of this fun jazz, looking at options. I like to use options as more of a sentiment behind the scenes. But on Friday, $93,000 in calls being purchased, 44,000 in puts. Sentiment-wise, 46% of all the options being done were optimistic and bullish. So that was definitely a nice change of events. Of the call options that are being purchased, it is anticipated for it to be above $3 by the end of, it looks like February, give or take. So kind of matching exactly what this analyst recently did say. So who knows, that could be coming very true. Looking at puts though, it is anticipated for it to be sub $1.50 by January the 26th. So kind of opposite extremes. Like I said, there is a lot of fear in the broader market. Data is also coming out this upcoming week, Wednesday to be specific, and that is retail sales. So a lot of people have been looking at the data to see exactly any signs of cracking on the consumer front, because as soon as that does happen, you are going to see all of them start screaming, saying that it's a massive recession and whatever else coming. So a lot of people will be looking very closely at this data, and potentially if this is positive, this is where you could see a nice rally in the broader market, and Virgin definitely could participate in that because it is lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. It did recently bounce off of that 100-day moving average. So in theory, when that does happen, you normally do see a bounce higher. So who knows? We'll just have to wait and see as far as that. But looking at some of the strong support and resistance points, so with it at $2.11, it is trading between this S1 and the pivot. So psychological $2 is going to be that very strong support, as is 206. So that 206 is going to be that 100-day moving average, and then $2.34 is going to be that next strong resistance. And depending on the circumstances, if there is a continuation of a rally, maybe picking back up from December, then just take note of a lot of the strong support and resistance points just in case you are planning on maybe placing a order. So what have you been doing with Virgin behind the scenes? Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with Virgin behind the scenes? Based on this though, it does show the number of retail investors have been getting out for whatever reason. So if you are one of those individuals that have or did recently sell, let me know why. I'm kind of curious because I feel like Virgin maybe in 2024 might be its year. It's not gonna 10 or 20 or 30x in 2024, but I feel like the risk versus reward is definitely very much there. But looking at stochastic, you do see it at 17, and that's considered oversold. So like I said, if there's a good piece of news, you could see some value rally kind of pop up as a result of that. But with everything though, you do see a start of a deviation, so red line above the black. It's very faint, but an underlying bearish tone to this. So once again, Virgin definitely is a very volatile stock, but maybe I do feel that 2024 is going to be its year to shine. And oddly, this might be also a glimmer of hope by Michael giving a $3 price target, because he does have a very good success rating. So 64% among analysts is relatively good in my opinion. I haven't really seen all that much higher than that. So probably around 70 is the highest I've ever seen. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing I just wanted to share with you though, there's this new promo just started today, in fact, January the 15th. Simply sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So even if you just do that, that is crazy. Take advantage of that. Plus they do have this cash sweep. So if you open up an account with that, you get 5.1% APY plus an extra 3%, and that's going to be for 3 months. So you can earn 8.1% for 3 months. That is absolutely crazy, or as a APY. So let me know your thoughts. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.